I think what we are recognizing is the ambition to go as quickly as we possibly can to create the right incentives for businesses, for technologies to tackle this transition to net zero. We are certainly collaborating with the Americans. We certainly are collaborating with the Europeans. I think we do have to be sensitive to that together because I think ultimately we share the same goal. The goal is job creation, transitioning to a green economy, creating opportunities that work for all of us, and the monumental task of fighting climate change and creating those industries of the future is quite big. And this is something that I think we can absolutely be a part of the solution, but we do that together. And we do that together with resilient partners, with those who share values like with Canada. And we certainly know that to be the case through our very historic relationships here in the United Kingdom, as well as in Europe, also in North America through the United States and Mexico through that agreement. So you can see there may, one way of looking at it is competing, but the other way of looking at it is this very intense collaboration and partnership that allows us to be working together to do what the world needs us to do, which is to fight climate change. But in doing so, creating those industries of the future where collaboration and co-investment and partnerships will yield better results.
Just finally, Minister, I just want to take a step back and ask you to just really describe where we are in terms of international trade relations, because with the pandemic, we saw more protectionism when it came to accessing vaccines. With Russia's invasion of Ukraine, there was a lot of desperation in a way for energy supplies. And now with these subsidies as well, when it comes to the green industry, is protectionism here to stay, Minister?
I hope not.
But you recognize that it is here.
Well, I mean, during the pandemic, as a trade minister for Canada, who kept our borders, who kept the flow of medical supplies and vaccines, and we're not a vaccine producer, but we kept, medical supplies, and we kept our supply chains open. So from a Canadian perspective, we certainly, that was our approach. But I did see, protectionist measures go up. I did see, restrictions go up during a time. And here we've been working with organizations like the WTO, but among countries to sort of, to address some of that, and address some of that by how? By recognizing and learning from, in a case of an emergency that happened, what we saw during COVID-19, that restrictions that come up like that actually just make it more difficult to actually get necessary supplies, medicines, food, etc. around the world. So in fact, working together to keep these critical supply chains open and keeping open trade and making sure that the rules that facilitate that continue to be is a challenge, but it is also something that I would say from a Canadian standpoint, we must work to make sure that the multilateral rules-based system continues to serve all of us in that way.